Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up with the Early Nerd Live. I'm Steve, your host, the Early Nerd. And as always, I'm talking quietly because if we wake up Mrs. Early Nerd, then we're all in trouble. I'm running a couple of minutes late today. Apologize for that, for those of you that are watching live. Um, my computer's running a little bit slow. I think it's going to be time to upgrade to something different. But we'll see what happens. Today's video is titled Deadpool 3 Cast Announcement, or Cast Update, excuse me, my bad. So I found an article today, and it's talking about people returning for Deadpool 3, and I'm going to read part of it, and then we'll talk about it. Deadpool 3, let's see. Uh, Deadpool 3 just added two key returning cast members to its roster, according to sources close to the project. Brianna Hildebrand and Shioli Kutsuna will reprise as Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Yukio, joining Ryan Reynolds and Morena Baccarin uh, in the Sean Levy directed sequel. Hugh Jackman will return as Wolverine, joining franchise newbies Emma Corrin and Matthew McFadden. Also returning from the earlier films will be Karen Sony, Wade Wilson's preferred cab driver, Leslie Uggams, Wade's blind roommate, and Stefan Kapisic. I think that's how to pronounce that. Colossus, and Rob Delaney as entirely human X-Force member Peter, who was also unkilled at the end of Deadpool 2. The picture, slated for release on November 8th, 2024, will be the first in the franchise to be put out by Disney and be produced by Kevin Feige's Marvel Studios. While it is expected to have the same R rating, it may or may not have closer continuity ties to the ongoing MCU. Deadpool stood out from the pack in early 2016, offering a shaggy dog rom-com mixed in with a hyper-violent R-rated superhero origin story. The Ryan Reynolds passion product earned a whopping $765 million worldwide from a $58 million budget. Its sequel would earn $782 million on a $110 million budget, a gross that included the PG-13 and slightly revamped Once Upon a Deadpool cut, which debuted theatrically in late 2018 and was seen as a test for China, where it grossed $42.5 million and other more restrictive territories. Disney's purchase of Fox in 2019 meant that the R-rated superhero franchise that previously stood as a contrast or alternative to the MCU is now joining the club. One presumes Feige knows not to mess with what has worked in the past, so Deadpool 3 will mostly be whatever Levy and Reynolds want it to be. Let's hope so. Let's see. Amusingly enough, if Hildebrand and Kutsuna's Young Mutants have not broken up between movies, Deadpool 3 will feature by default and corporate consolidation the first same-sex couple in the MCU, since Deadpool 2 opened 3 years before Eternals. Since that David Leitch directed sequel cost just $110 million, it was another example of how franchise flicks or standalone features like Love, Simon, Blockers, and Truth or Dare, which all opened within a month or two of Deadpool 2 that didn't depend on breaking records to break even, or could be more inclusive than $250 million tent poles. That article is from Deadline. I don't know. I think some proofreading in that article would have been appropriate, in my opinion. But whatever. I'm glad I'm not an editor. So, Deadpool 3. Of course, we all love Deadpool. Um, I mean, that was just such a horrendously fantastic movie. I loved it. Um, I loved Deadpool 2 as well. I loved shit out of it. It's a great movie. Hopefully, Deadpool 3 will be on par with the other two. That would really, really be nice. I uh, I would like it if it is. Um, so here's hoping 2024. We'll see what happens. Uh, Another thing in the news is Indiana Jones 5 came out last night. Most of the reviews I've seen so far have not been favorable, but I probably won't go see it. I'm not a I'm not a big fan of Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Um, and that's okay. That's just my opinion. There's people can like her if they want to, or they can't if they don't, or if they don't want to, because that's the beauty of the world we live in. We all have opinions. However, people just don't. People, not a lot of people like hearing other people's, which is why I'm trying not to be opinionated on this show too much. Um, so we'll see what happens with Deadpool 3. Now, I'm really hoping it's good. Um, and but we'll see. Again, we'll see. So I think today's going to be a really short show, which is fine. I don't mind that, and I don't think my audience minds it too much either. Prevents you from listening to me drone on for tens of minutes. So, but we'll see what happens with the new Indiana Jones this weekend. We'll see what the box office says on Monday. Uh, Today is Friday. Yay! I love Fridays. Um, so remember, whether you're going to work or going to school, be safe. Be careful out there. All the crazy drivers, especially in my town. Um, I just want to remind everybody that there is an Early Nerd Facebook page. If you're interested, go check it out. Give it a like and a follow. There is an Early Nerd Twitter account. It's listed in the description. It's the Early Nerd at the Early Nerd 2023 or the Early Nerd at the Early Nerd 2112. Um, I ended up forgetting my password and had to make a second account to access on my computer. Go figure. But it's the same account, same person, same person. It's me. They're both me. So follow one, follow the other, follow both. I would appreciate it. And as always, in my channel description, my email address is the early bird 2023 at Gmail. If anyone ever needs to get a hold of me for any kind of reason, you can send me an email there. And provided you're not a spam bot, I will, you know, read it and check it out. I'd appreciate it. So, but anyways, that's about all I have for today. And be safe, be careful out there, and always remember, Early Nerd loves y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye bye.